for the 11th time in a row for this tournament series.
That's right.
But they will be having to meet with the winner of this set. It will be either Frost or Yuri. And, you know, Yuri coming off of a very similar matchup right now. But yeah. I'm just worried about if they're going to be able to deal with the speed coming out from these sorties as opposed to the Lucina.
Yes, it may very well prove to be a arduous matchup, that's for sure. Because I'm like, okay, so one thing that Belmont definitely suffers from, which I mentioned in the previous set against Lucina, was, you know, disadvantage state. If there's one thing that Crom and Roy being played by a Frost here, definitely benefits from on the other side of the coin, it is that exact same scenario, being an advantage state. So how proficient Yuri is at avoiding those situations, and or how proficient Frost is at prioritizing on them here, which we're already seeing here at the start of this first game, is definitely going to make or break this matchup.
Yeah.
We're already seeing
this offstage game from Roy is much lesser than that of Lucina.
Right.
The neutral game in terms and also the speed and kill setups that Roy has access to far outstretches that of Lucina.
Right.
And you know, I think it's a worthy sacrifice simply because it means that this damage can be added up a lot quicker, and these kills can be taken a lot quicker as well.
And by extension, they can be taken a lot quicker. That's worth mentioning. And here we go. We got our fourth row to put Yuri back off stage once again. And this stage control is definitely something that Yuri is trying to reestablish, but Frost is doing an equally good job of preventing it. It's basically been Yuri losing stage control for a majority of the match so far.
Yeah, Frost is doing an amazing job of extending disadvantage state between stocks, and no tech coming out from Yuri there. Frost, 28% only on their first stock, not falling to the wayside of any neutral interaction.
Nope.
They are completely in the game right now.
They're in the zone, Baldy. Oh no, the Sawtip forwarder is going to be canceling out that string, but hey, still pretty good damage to push that advantage state. That's what you like to see when you're up a stock. There you go, extending that once again with two successful up airs and a down tilt to follow up as well, which, to be honest, I like down tilt on Roy. It does quite a bit for the character. As someone who plays Marth can definitely get quite a bit off of this as well, but it seems like Roy gets like pretty good utility of that as well, which is nice to see Frost utilize. You know, you using every part of the toolkit, that's important. That's always important.
Right. Yeah, there's that side B too. And dude, Frost is just putting a clinic on the Yuri right now.
Right.
That F tilt. Yeah, there's the double jab to back air. Is Frost gonna go deep? No, he's not. He's gonna hang out, you know, hold his advantage at the ledge right here. But there's that back air, taking the game and the stock, a 3-stock in favor of Frost. And I'm expecting a counter pick to maybe even up and lessen the bleeding a little bit for Yuri.
What are you thinking for counter picks?
I don't know if Smashville's a good pick. I'm gonna be honest with you, because Roy covers that super well.
Roy. Oh well, it looks like it's Yuri's best shot.
But then again, Yuri. We saw Yuri's ledge trapping ability from center, and like the mixture of sharking and top platform pressure on the stage against the #1 player in Thailand a little bit ago. So you know, I can definitely see this working out for them. I think they're very comfortable on the stage.
I am inclined to agree. Let's see how that's playing out so far, because still 0-0, but we're still setting the pace. And right now it seems like Frost is still pulling out in front with that percentage, but only by a little bit. Definitely looking a lot more manageable this time around, as we now have a tied game once again, even an advantage as Yuri lands a down B into F smash, and even gets a nair and a back air off stage. That's our first stock. That is our first stop in less than 30 seconds, and it is in favor of Yuri this time around. So maybe it might not even be the state. I think it's just Yuri stepping up the pace a little bit.
Yeah, definitely whenever no one expects the aggressive Belmont for some reason. Even though we've been seeing the T3 Dom and people like them and Dark Falcon really tearing up a Storm, Astatil as well, a little bit more local. But frankly, no one expects the Belmont to turn on the Jets, even despite all these aggressive players being on top. But aggression was what lost Yuri that other stock, because they tried to get up attack from ledge, but they got parried into the jab F smash.
Yeah, right into jab F smash. We call that jab smash, and we got our tied stock count once again here. 20% deficit for Frost, and doing a pretty solid job of making it up here as we find Yuri at ledge, responding with a neutral get up into up B, getting a down B on the center platform there, and getting an F tilt to follow up. Pretty safe option as you don't want to overcommit to something that close to your opponent. So not as strong as a down B forward smash, but still a pretty good follow up nonetheless. And that percent is starting to climb in favor of Yuri as a result.
Yeah, and nice turning cost into axe throw to take that stock. I'm gonna call that out again. The coverage of that top platform by the jump holy water is absolutely insane, because that pillar of holy fire, anointed liquids, actually, on top of having a tall hitbox, it also is something that lingers and shuts down at the very least half the platform for Frost. And sometimes if they land on top of it, you can get a nice combo off it as well. But speaking of combos, that jab side B, take that stock from Frost.
Yeah, it's going to be taking the stock, but despite that, the stock count is still tied at this time. It's not necessarily meaning that he's in the lead necessarily, but now it just means he has a little bit more leverage. So it's more so, I mean, there's a lot more riding on this for Yuri, because Yuri's trying to get back into the set. Down a game, definitely trying to do what he can to tie it up ASAP and not have to make more work for himself. Because this is the this is his first top 8 match. So it is best of 5, but just because, he would have another game on him, still bring it back, doesn't mean that he wants to prove it.
Yeah, that next week's super important game too, specifically. That falling back air, super strong to possibly push Frost off stage. And here we see, oh my god, both these guys are trying to seal the deal on this game right now.
Well, I gotta say, it's more so Yuri trying to close it out right now. 168, and there isn't too much that Frost can reasonably survive against at this percent. So definitely doing what he can to close it out. But hey, even up, he's still going to be keeping Frost in this game. And Yuri doing everything he can. There's another up B. Second time is not the charm, unfortunately, to close out the stock. Side B is going to be applying that shield pressure on stage along with the Nair. And Yuri's trying to fill out everything that he can get to close out the stock at just shy of 200%, and drop down back air from the platform is going to be closing it out. And honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, that was probably one of the biggest benefactors for the stage pick. For Yuri, I mean, is that center platform. I mean, you can get so much by dropping off of that and landing those aerials like you would normally, because it's right in the middle of that stage. Gives you a lot of space to work with. It gives you quite a bit of leverage there, which is really good for him. Larry Richter there? Oh, we can't hear? Huh. Oh, okay. Alright, well that's fine. Well, I'll go ahead and I'll take over here for a second. Then we go ahead and get on with the next game. You can hear me, right? Backstage? Okay. Okay, cool.
I just had my game audio and my commentary audio taken away from me, so I was left crippled towards the end of that last match. But speaking of being crippled,
you got
Yuri
a crippling first off.
going
yeah, that was
down at a crippling deficit this early in game 3.
Hey, you called it, man. Really strong start for Frost in this third game. Check it out. We're still pushing that advantage state. Trying to go for an S-Mesh at the ledge. Catching the get-up option with that grab. We got our jab into side B. We call that jive B. Up B, catching him at the ledge, but excellent tech from Yuri. He's going to be keeping him on the second stock. And man, just to think that he was one tech away from losing the second stock means that Frost is definitely in it to win it this time around.
Now, this game is looking reminiscent of Game 1. You know, same stage pick, but also the advantage from Frost is looking as strong as it did before.
That first stock was really explosive, but this second stock, be it a little bit longer than the first, it was definitely still in favor of Frost controlling the stage for, I want to say, like 99% of that stock.
Right.
A lot of intense stage control, almost catching the jump, not yet though, as Yuri's still on this stage and on this stock, albeit his last for this game.
I don't think DSR is on for these tournaments, but after
my goodness,
watching Game 1 and Game 3, with how well Frost has been playing, I would consider calling DSR, or at the very least banning PS2, because Frost has been playing out of his mind on this stage.
Yeah, I don't even know what it is. Yeah, it's counterpick DSR, but right. So being that it wasn't started, they are allowed to go back to that. But it looks like I don't know what it is, because I almost want to agree saying that it is the PS2 pick, but to be honest, I don't see any of the platforms being utilized. So I'm really not sure like what it is about that stage, if that's what it is. That's just putting Frost at such a far advantage state. I can't really call it out straight away.
It might be the fact that there's an open center, and that just gives Frost a lot more space to move around and approach freely, as opposed to having to go underneath that umbrella platform of like Smashville per se.
Right, and I mean that's technically true, but I mean I feel like that's not really gonna like make or break the game. While it is, you know, definitely point worth mentioning, but like it just seemed like that first and second game, and I called it out both times. It's honestly just Yuri at ledge like 90% of the game, and you know every stage in the game has a ledge. So I'm not sure what it is about that PS2 stage pick that's really just pushing Frost to the advantage. Right now, we have a pretty even start for the both of them, and it's looking a lot more manageable for Yuri on this game 4. As we're spacing out the neutral a little bit more, which is good. These aerials are coming out in full swing, stuffing out those approach options completely. But yeah, it was just something about that pick. I can't really confirm like definitively what it was that was just putting Frost in that constant like perpetual advantage state. But now it's looking a lot more even here in this game 4.
Yeah, and I think most of the ability for Frost to really take over these games has been how much he keeps Yuri off stage. Like, when Yuri doesn't have any ground under their toes or any room to establish stage control,
right,
that is where Frost really excels, and that is where the Belmonts are incredibly limited in what they can do in this matchup.
That's where the limits start to show their extent, you're right. Right now we're feeling at the neutral a little bit more. Got the down tilt, tries to go in for a side B, only to be met with the down tilt from Yuri. And his axes are coming on in full swing. Excellent spacing, but equally good shielding just in time for Frost to avoid it. But a forward throw, almost getting close at the stock, not just yet. Going off stage, getting punished with the up B, only to be met on stage with a couple of pummels. And yeah, this neutral is starting to heat up here, Laird.
Well, I don't think neutral is the word I would use to describe that interaction, considering that was all in Frost's advantage. That side B takes stocks incredibly early, especially with that rage. And right now, you see Frost getting right back to work, laying 25% down on the board already. And right now, we are looking for Yuri to take this first stock soon. The thing is, the ability and maneuverability from Frost's boy could put a little bit more percent on the board, but that back air from Yuri finally taking that stock.
Right. Finally closing out that stock. We got our tied stock in here now for both players. 40% is a bit of a margin, but it should still be pretty doable, provided Yuri starts to space out this neutral a little bit more and try to push it into his advantage.
Yuri really is doing a pretty okay job. They just kind of are tending to whiff on a lot of approaches from Frost. The thing is, Frost is playing such a fast-paced character that sometimes you really need to guess where they're going to be and throw out options accordingly. But if Frost expects you to throw something out there, he's not going to be in the ballpark for it.
Right. More likely than not, will not be in the ballpark, like you mentioned.
Like he's so far out of the ballpark sometimes he didn't even buy tickets. One of his coworkers from the office just said, "Hey, you want to go to the game tonight?" And he said, "No, I gotta catch up on all of my excess work, or I'm gonna get laid off. I don't want that."
That was extremely specific. I would have just said like, so far in the ballpark.
Speaking from experience.
Oh, that was like a whole like was that really?
Who knows? I think Frost does.
Yeah, Frost definitely knows what's up right now.
But despite that, Yuri has taken advantage back in terms of percents, and they're trying to confirm a stock here. Frost going incredibly deep, but they will be punished by that holy cross.
Right. It's going to be a very good punish, and even punishing that down to an overextension with a side B to close.
I think the commentator's sputtering a little bit. Is that just me? We okay? It is. Taco's gone? Oh, that sucks. Alright, well, I'll cover in their stead, just like they did for me a little bit ago. So it's last stock here, and right now, it's definitely Frost, you know, trying to go into a winner's finals fight against Schroeder. Once again, I feel like I see these guys in the top of the tournament series all the time.
Alright, I'm back in. Yeah.
Alright,
last stock situation like you mentioned for both these players, but the stakes are definitely looking higher here for Yuri, as this is definitely make or break for his winner's run.
Right. But hey, if Yuri gets him off stage once, he could put up anywhere from 20 to 70% on the board with a really good ledge trap or edge guard. So I think they need to go for that at this rate.
Right, that's what I'm starting to see here as well. Good job catching that back here. Gotta see where our next move is. Excellent down tilt. No invincibility this time either.
No, he jumped. Smart.
Oh, smart, yeah. Oh, there's that trade with the up air. And yeah, at 150, Yuri is still hanging on to the stock.
Man, I can only imagine what Frost is thinking, because I'm kind of calling out these ledge options from Yuri super predictably. I mean, that dude needs to get off stage if they want to win this match. Okay, there it is. A nice jump, angled up forward air. All right, they dropped the holy cross. Now we have Frost off stage. This is where Yuri could possibly win the match.
Yeah, this is definitely like make or break right now for Yuri. If he can control this stage until Frost goes down, this could keep him in the match and in winner's side. There you go. Good catch the neutral B. Gonna go for a second one, just shy of landing.
Yep, now the wall needs to be built for Yuri, but they're off stage yet again. Frost can win it right here. A minute left on the clock, and there's that backer. That will do it.
Back here, catching that roll on the stage is going to be closing out the set, and Frost progressing through winners top 8. And we're going to be having our main Belmont for tonight. Yuri